She reached out, lit the fire, then watched me burn. We reconnected in 2022, but the story didn't start there. It started back in 2014, 2015. I met her in Europe. We spent 5 straight days together, barely left the apartment except to get food. The sex, to this day, nothing has ever come close. But it was more than that. It was deep. Intense. Something cracked open in me. I didn't say it then, but I think I fell in love with her during those 5 days. When I left Europe, I told myself it was just a fling. She had just broken up with her boyfriend. I figured I was a rebound, but the truth is, I never stopped thinking about her. I thought I was crazy for still holding on, but I never let it go. Then in 2022, she messaged me out of nowhere on Facebook. She was on a work trip in California. Said she thought of me and wanted to know if I still lived out there. She wanted to see me. And when we met again, it was like no time had passed. We hugged, we held hands. It felt natural. Familiar. Like nothing had ever ended. We kept in contact. Started with WhatsApp. Eventually, she had me download Snapchat, and from there, it was constant. All day. Every day texting, voice notes, sharing everything. Deep conversations. Sexual tension. Emotional intimacy. I don't even like texting. But with her, I wanted to. I looked forward to it. But she still had a boyfriend. That never left my mind. There were times I had to pull back. I needed space. It was killing my mental health. She said she understood, but then she used it against me, made me feel like I was the one disappearing. Then her 30th birthday came. She went on a girls' trip through California, LA, Vegas, and San Diego. She told me she wanted to see me again. I was unemployed. Barely had any money, but I said yes. Because it was her. And she meant something to me. After her trip with her friends ended, she stayed behind in San Diego just to be with me. The moment I saw her, I couldn't keep my hands off her. And she didn't stop me. We kissed. We touched. We slept together. That was when she cheated on her boyfriend. With me. But in that moment, it didn't feel like cheating. It felt like we were together, like we finally had what we were always circling around. We flew to Boston together after that. The whole trip, we acted like a couple, kissing, laughing, holding hands, hooking up, completely locked into each other. It felt like something real. And when it ended, it hurt. We were in the airport, holding each other, crying. Neither of us wanted it to be over. But it was. That was the peak and the beginning of the end. After the trip, she went back to her life. Back to her boyfriend. She stayed with him for months, and only later, she told me she eventually confessed about us. Then she broke up with him. And that's when she started therapy. But even in therapy, she never mentioned me. She told me that herself. After everything we shared, I wasn't even worth a name in her process of healing. She used therapy to feel better, not to be better. She wanted to get past the guilt, not face what she actually did to me. And when I finally tried to speak my truth, I tried to tell her what I went through, how she compartmentalized me, how she erased me. She snapped, called me the victim. Said I made it all up. Said she had her version and I had mine. But I know what I lived. I know how I loved her. And I know how deeply I showed up, in ways she never did. Maybe to her, I was just a distraction. A fantasy, something to make her feel alive while she felt trapped. But to me, she was the one I never stopped thinking about. The one I waited for. The one I gave myself to, even when it hurt, even when I knew the risk. She showed me what it feels like to love someone who can't face their own reflection. She taught me that some people will ask for your heart, then run the second they feel it in their hands. I loved her. And I probably always will in some way. But now all I have is silence. And the truth that I was never really part of her story, just someone she kept in the shadows. And now I have to live with that, somehow let that be enough.